You are throwing everything away for him.
Ava
He
Kingsley
is
had
just a
everything money could
bodyguard.
buy. At 24,
He is the
she was the
only one
daughter
who
of Victor
actually
Kingsley,
protects me.
the billionaire CEO of one of the largest technology companies in America. She lived in a mansion that looked like a luxury resort, drove expensive cars, wore designer clothes, and attended exclusive events with celebrities and politicians. From the outside, her life seemed perfect. But there was one problem. Her family controlled every part of her life. They chose her friends. They chose the events she attended. And they were already planning who she would marry. A wealthy businessman named Brandon Cole. Brandon was handsome, rich, and well-connected. According to Ava's family, he was perfect. According to Ava, he was unbearable. He was arrogant, selfish, and treated everyone around him like servants. But her parents didn't care. To them, marriage was business. Not love. One evening, after receiving threats connected to her father's company, Victor Kingsley hired a new personal bodyguard for Ava. His name was Marcus Reed. Marcus was 30 years old. Tall. Athletic. Calm. His sharp eyes noticed everything. Unlike the wealthy men Ava usually met, Marcus didn't seem impressed by money. Or by her last name. The first time they met, Ava tried testing him. "Do you know who I am?" she asked. Marcus looked at her calmly. "Yes. And my job is to keep you safe." That was it. No compliments. No nervousness. No special treatment. For some reason, Ava couldn't stop thinking about him afterward. Over the next few weeks, Marcus followed her everywhere. Business meetings. Charity events. Private parties. Luxury vacations. At first, Ava found him annoying. He was always serious. Always focused. Always keeping his distance. But slowly, she started noticing things. Marcus treated waiters with respect. He helped elderly strangers without expecting praise. He never lied to impress people. And unlike everyone else in her world, he never wanted anything from her. One rainy afternoon, Ava slipped while leaving a restaurant. Marcus caught her before she hit the ground. For a moment, their eyes locked. Neither of them moved. Neither of them spoke. Something changed that day. After that, they began talking more. Sometimes during long car rides. Sometimes while walking through private events. Sometimes late at night when Ava couldn't sleep. Marcus told her about his childhood. He grew up in a poor neighborhood. His father died when he was young. His mother worked 3 jobs to raise him. Everything he achieved came from hard work. No shortcuts. No family fortune. Ava admired him more each day. And before long, she realized something dangerous. She was falling in love. One night, after a charity gala, Ava finally confessed. "I think I'm in love with you." Marcus froze. The silence felt endless. "Ava," he said softly. "You deserve someone better than me." She shook her head. "No. You don't get to decide that." Marcus looked away. He knew this could destroy everything. But deep inside, he felt the same way. Weeks later, they secretly started dating. For the first time in her life, Ava felt genuinely happy. No fake smiles. No business arrangements. No expectations. Just love. Unfortunately, secrets never stay hidden forever. One evening, Brandon spotted them together at a small cafe. The next morning, Ava's entire family knew. Her father exploded with rage. "A bodyguard?" Victor shouted. "Out of all the men in the world, you chose a bodyguard." Ava stood her ground. "I chose a good man." Her mother looked horrified. "This relationship ends today." "It doesn't." Victor slammed his fist on the table. "If you continue seeing him, you're cut off." The room fell silent. Ava stared at her father. For the first time in her life, she refused to back down. "Then cut me off." Everyone gasped. Victor couldn't believe what he heard. Ava walked out. And Marcus resigned the same day. For months, things became difficult. Without her family's support, Ava had to learn how to live independently. The media mocked them. Social media criticized them. Business magazines called her reckless. But she stayed with Marcus. Because she loved him. And Marcus loved her. Then something unexpected happened. 1 year later, Victor Kingsley's company faced its biggest crisis ever. A massive cyber attack threatened billions of dollars in losses. The company's systems collapsed. Executives panicked. Experts failed. Investors started pulling out. The company was days away from disaster. That's when Marcus stepped forward. Years before becoming a bodyguard, he had worked in cybersecurity. A field almost nobody knew about. Using his expertise, he helped identify the source of the attack and stopped further damage. Within days, the crisis was contained. The company was saved. The board members were stunned. Victor was speechless. The man he considered unworthy had just protected his empire. Weeks later, Victor invited Marcus to a private meeting. For several minutes, neither man spoke. Finally, Victor broke the silence. "I judged you." Marcus remained calm. "You did. I was wrong." For a man like Victor Kingsley, those words were harder than any business deal. Months later, Victor publicly apologized to his daughter. The family slowly accepted Marcus. Even Brandon finally disappeared from their lives. 2 years later, Marcus stood beneath a beautiful sunset overlooking the ocean. Ava stood beside him. He pulled out a ring. "Ava Kingsley." She immediately started crying. Marcus smiled. "Will you marry me?" Before he could finish, she threw her arms around him. Yes. The wedding became one of the biggest society events of the year. But the most beautiful moment wasn't the luxury venue. Or the expensive decorations. Or the famous guests. It was the look on Ava's face as she walked toward Marcus. Because she knew something everyone else had learned too late. A person's value isn't measured by their job title. Or their bank account. Or where they come from. Sometimes the best person in the room is the one everyone overlooked.